Yo, what's going on?
Hey man, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, as good as we can be. How's everything your side, man?
Everything's going good. Everything's going good. I'm glad to be here.
Good man, good man. Yeah, no, I know we've spoken a few times back and forth on Instagram. I know we got the times mixed up, but yeah, appreciate your time, man. I know you're busy. I know it's
Of
sort of
course.
early in the morning, sort of over in the US. How is everything in the US right now with everything that's going on?
Not too bad. Not too bad. You know what? At least that's the way I'm perceiving it to be, right? Not too bad. There's a lot of hatred, a lot of negativity in the air all around. I'm not sure what you guys see overseas
Hmm.
on media and TV and social media, I guess for that case. But it's been a bit of like a rough patch that we've all hit, and I'm sure we're all encountering it worldwide. But
For sure.
it's been an interesting time, you know. So I'm trying those that are willing to adapt and evolve during this time is going to be the people that are going to strive and prosper later
Exactly.
on. So
Well, it's interesting you say it because I won't delve too much into the negative side of things, but I think you know yourself if you are, well, you keep yourself ahead of the game in many ways. I think there's going to be opportunities and I think, you know, like the people that have got the cash are going to probably make more cash than they've ever made in situations like this. So you got to be sharp for everything for just, I guess, keep safe really, man. But how is that? Obviously, I know in terms of, there's a few followers that probably don't know a bit of background about yourself, but I've always followed your journey with the Instagram, of course, with the property. How is property in the US and real estate over there right now?
it slowed down in the beginning during this whole COVID. You know, it definitely took a little bit of a standby, but that lasted for about a week, and then everything kind of picked up right away. So it was a quick little shape shift. So things are happening right now. People are coming back on selling their houses. People are looking to start buying more and more. So it's it's definitely moving forward. But yeah, not too bad.
Good
We
man.
got to evolve. We got to adapt. We got to tell
We've
our
got to
clients
evolve.
fine.
Definitely. I mean, it's you've been one of the people that because I've always when I first got into property myself, I was always following guys who do network marketing and online whatever it is, and I follow a lot of guys, and you included that. Just the content game is just well up there. I think I always look at guys in the US, especially in comparison to the UK, for example. And obviously, there's people in the UK and trying to get there myself, but I think it's interesting to see like evolving in a time like this. Content is everything.
Totally.
So. I think it's in terms of sort of you mentioned obviously with things trying to get back to normal. What's it like? Do you think with prices in the real estate market? Because in the UK, they're talking about prices going to drop by 20%, 25%. Some say they won't drop at all. What's the I guess feeling in the US right now, and especially in the market that you work in?
Not gonna lie, a lot of buyers think that now is a great time to negotiate and try to get houses for a lower cost. It's not happening. It's just not. I'm sure some of the realtors that are in here, could potentially agree. I don't know if whoever's watching is a realtor in America, please give us your 2 cents as well. Would love to hear it. But honestly, prices have just been continuing to skyrocket higher and higher. Listen, yeah, true. Honestly, the offers that I've been putting on the properties, we've been losing. Even over asking, we're losing. So
Wow,
buyers are thinking with this mentality that, oh, it's on the market for a long time. It's because it was COVID season and houses weren't really allowing people to come into. So yeah, it's on the market, but not many people were coming in. That's
for
number
sure.
one. Number two is, people are starting to really focus on these mortgage rates and try to take advantage of it. But the serious buyers are the ones that are going to actually be, taking something, getting the keys at the closing table at the end of the day. There's a lot of these, buyers that are trying to just half-ass, half-offer, and it's not working. I had someone that reached out to me like 3 weeks ago and said, Ed, I want to buy this house I know it's listed at 500K. You think they would accept 280? And I was like, my man, you gotta give them a real reality test real quick. But people are starting to get out of their foxholes and start looking again. So it's good to see that the market hasn't changed all that much. And that's at least just where I'm at, right? I'm in New Jersey, an hour away from New York City. I don't know how else it is around the country, but like I said, some people in here, we got Derek from Florida. I'm sure Derek can talk about his experience down in Florida too. People are not stopping buying. People are going full ask and even over. So
For sure, and it's
it's
something that
been
I realize because we deal with a lot of clients in the Middle East, Hong Kong, Singapore, and if you've got the cash, you're always in the market. I think it's even I've got a close friend of mine who owns about 21 branches, sort of brokerages in around Manchester, and where I'm from in the UK. And like you said, people are over the asking price. I mean, there's no price job. Yeah, maybe instructions are slightly down, and people less hesitant, I guess, to put the property in the market. But I think these price drops are, I mean, there's got to be, there's some markets where, I mean, some asset classes will, of course, be affected. But and I don't want it to necessarily go too crazy. Do you mean, as much as I'm an investor myself, and you always look at deals and you advise clients on finding deals, but it's just
Right.
not good for the economy. Do you know what I mean? I think in terms of when property values are growing and real estate projects are going up in value, it's great for investors. So yeah, I'm interested. But in terms of, obviously, you work for, is it Remax? Work with Remax, your partner within Remax in New Jersey. How was that?
Right.
Because that's quite interesting. Because in the UK, a lot of people work for example, like branches, like they work for a brand and they maybe work in the office. But in Remax, and obviously maybe like Keller Williams, and there's a few ones in the UK, like Keller Williams has started to move into the UK. But how was what made you go to Remax in the first place, and how is it, I guess, working with them? And I'm sure obviously you get access to a lot of great things that they have exposure to. But what was the reason you went to Remax, and I guess what did they do to keep you there, really?
Cool. So to answer that in a summary is I work with those individuals and companies and agencies that believe in what I believe in, right?
For sure.
I initially went to this Remax as he was my first student, the broker. He reached out to me on Instagram and was like, "Hey, I see what you're doing, teach me." And this was 3 years ago. And I said, "Okay, sure, no problem." And I didn't know at the time. I didn't have a coaching company or anything of that sort on Instagram branding. And I'm thinking, all right, this is my first potential student. So I was like, $150. How does that sound? He was like, okay, cool, sounds good. So I'm like, all right, great, my first student. I taught him, and then at the end of obviously the lesson, it was like a 4 hour lesson, and he was like, yeah, we definitely want you here. And I said, all right, cool. Well, listen, my goal isn't to sell houses. That's what I'm doing right now. That's my financial vehicle to get me to where I want to go, to fuel
For
my
sure.
endeavors. That's with coaching, traveling, teaching realtors about Instagram, branding, social media, right?
Yeah, of
I
course.
told him, if you're cool with that, if you're really cool with me pushing that side of things in my company in that aspect, then yeah, absolutely, I could work for you. But you need to believe in my vision. You need to fuel it as much as I fuel it, and you need to help me out, push my pursuits, what I'm pursuing. And he said, okay, great. So, at first, what agency would be cool with you not trying to sell houses? It's rare. It's rare.
Exactly. Yeah.
But he was cool with it. So I said, all right, cool. Listen, if you work with me, I'll work with you. And listen, that just happened to be Remax. It could have been Keller Williams. It could have been Papa Joe's Realty. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as you believe in my vision, it's feasible for us all. I'm here to help you as much as you should be here to help me as well. So that's who I
For
work
sure.
with. And it just so happened to be Remax. Now I'm cool with the CEO of Remax. Now I'm cool with the big guys at Remax because they see me fueling their vision as much as they're fueling mine.
For sure.
That's who I decided to work with. So
Nice.
that's kind of the summary of that.
Nice. No, I appreciate that. It's quite interesting because I think, especially in the UK, you might not have that mentality from a lot of, I guess, agency owners. And I think in the UK as well, Instagram, I mean, LinkedIn is a tool that I use all the time. Instagram I've started to use, and I use it for a tool for working and connecting with people like yourself. And LinkedIn is like overseas clients. But now I've realized, and then obviously you've done a bit of work, I believe, and Ryan Serhan and how amazing he is. And I mean, that's a guy, again, that I follow so much in terms of his vlogs. And he did an episode about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, on vlogs, and how much that's changed his business. And obviously with Instagram and content-wise. In terms of realtors and, I guess, UK property guys in the UK and around the world, really, what do you think people need to do more often to get good exposure and good leads? Because you see so many that you just see straight away, they're just selling, they're not engaging. I used to do a bit of social media for clients and lead generation. So you understand what works and what doesn't work, but you just see some of these guys and it's like, you may as well not have a profile, because they're not going to get any exposure, you're not generating leads. I mean,
Right.
but what do you think they need to do more often? Is it the IGTVs? Is it the lives like this? Or what do you think they need to do?
So when it comes to what's happening right now, what's relevant right now, it comes down to uniqueness. I have this thing called the USP, right? Unique selling proposition. What is your unique selling proposition? Why should someone work with you? Why should a realtor why should a buyer or seller work with you versus the next person, versus the next guy or the next girl that has an amazing, list of reviews and, testimonials that are like, that's who you should be using for your real estate transactions. Nowadays, it comes down to uniqueness. What is your unique selling proposition? I actually recently came across one of the biggest listings of my life that came through Instagram. It's actually right here. I just signed it the other day. I just signed it.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. It's 180 units. It's a huge building, and it came through Instagram. But why did it
Wow.
come through Instagram? It's not. I didn't do an advertisement or anything of that sort. That wasn't it. I simply continue to do what I'm doing. I continue to brand myself. I show my authentic self. I continue to do it on a daily basis. I don't stop with my message. My voice has to be prominent, powerful on a daily basis. Get people to know what I'm all about. Teach them about
Hmm.
my logo. Teach them that I work for, I'm a realtor. And this is consistent basis. You never know who you're going to impress or inspire or educate, right? I don't know. Mary Tapestova, she comes in right now. Not sure who she is, but pleasure to connect, Mary. She might see this right now and know someone that's in my area and say, listen, I'm seeing the educational stuff that he's providing right now. He's pushing the word. This guy seems interesting. I have someone that's looking to buy or sell, and she's going to think of me, top of mind association, right?
Hmm.
TOMA. What's up, Mary? What's up, Rachel? Like, these are people that you got to connect with. These are people that are in your community. Being authentic will always build the best network. Absolutely.
For
There's
sure.
nothing you shouldn't hide about you. Like, be you. Those who do not like you will not do work with you. Those who do like you will love to do work with you. And not only will they love to do work with you once, they'll want to push you more to their family, friends, and so on and on. This
Of
is how you build
course.
that sphere of influence. But the best way to go about it, to answer really your question and put a bow on it, is social media. It's free. It's free marketing and branding. It does not hurt. I would rather spend I would rather spend 5 hours a day on Instagram just networking and connecting with individuals by versus me going out there and constantly cold calling, constantly door knocking. I might door knock on someone's door that just does not want to be spoken with right now.
Hmm.
I had that happen to me once. Boy, was it a weird experience. I knocked on the door. This guy came out. What the hell do you want? I'm like, whoa, I'm so sorry. I'm just here to help you out. You looking to buy or sell? You know any of your friends that are looking to buy or sell? This man went off. And I said, wow, that sucks. Like, I know I have to do the fundamental basics of real estate, which is cold calling, just door
Hmm.
knocking, sending out flyers, mailers. That stuff works. However, there's more to it at the end of the day. That is social media today. So I'd rather spend that 5 hours networking with people that are in my area, networking with individuals like yourself, because we don't know who knows who, right?
For
We
sure.
have to be there, and social media is the best way to do that nowadays. Honestly, the best way.
It's crazy. It's crazy, and it's I use. I mean, I'm trying to up my Instagram game in many ways, and I've used LinkedIn. It's when I go to like Hong Kong, when I go to Singapore or China, for example. LinkedIn, you literally type in the people that you want to meet, the title, the job title, acquisition director, whatever they are, fund owner. You shoot a message saying, "Hey, I'm in the area at these dates," and it's just so easy. You can literally send 50 to 100 messages, and you can do it on Instagram, of course, as you know, DM, and you'd be surprised how many people will come back to you doing, and you're just having, I guess, a casual conversation with them. And I think what I've realized of when people come up to me on Instagram or pop up to me on LinkedIn, because they followed your journey, it's the hot leads. I mean, they're interested, they followed, they trust you, and you know more than anyone, and it's interesting to see where agents go wrong and where they could improve. And it's because I've come from a little bit of a marketing background. It's just fascinating. But in terms of, obviously, I know you've got an Instagram Academy course, which is interesting. It's something which I guess a lot of people around the world are going to need in many ways for property, real estate, for I guess all across all sectors. Talk to us about a bit about that because that's interesting. I followed your journey from where the idea came from your stories to launching it, and it was cool to see. So how's that going? And what I guess
Cool.
what can people learn from it?
Yeah. So for those that don't know me, I have a online course where it teaches realtors on Instagram and personal branding, how to grow that personal brand online, how to scale your social media presence, get that relevant following that you're looking for. I like to teach you how to get 2,000 real followers versus 100,000 fake ones, right? A
Hmm.
fake following will boost your ego, but a real following will boost your bank account. That's what I like to call it, right? And say,
Love
that's
that.
the God honest truth. You got to find the right following. So I help you exactly with that. And I created a course that teaches you exactly how to do that, right? Grow your Instagram, grow a following that matters to you, and build a brand around it that is tailored to your fit and to your ideal audience's fit too. So you gotta get onto this course. It's at igrecoaching.com. I'll put it in the comments. But I've been doing this thing for so many months now, and finally, just in November, we launched it. We
Nice.
are on. We are now at 7 months in. We just brought on our 200th student a few minutes ago, so I'm really stoked for that.
Amazing, man.
And yeah, there's a lot of people joining in. It's again targeted at
And
realtors.
what sort of results can they expect from it? I mean, obviously, you mentioned 2,000 real followers versus 100,000, just I guess general followers. What can you, if I was to go on the course or someone else watching at this, what can they expect to get from it in, I guess, 6 months' time?
Absolutely. So now if you get onto this course, you're going to be diving deep into 59 videos and many more to come. And in the videos, you're going to learn all the tools that I use to building content, creating my brand. You're going to get a lot of algorithms, a lot of tips and tricks to getting more followers, getting more comments, more engagement, more likes, more leads, right? Like, for example, this, like how to make this actually happen, to get listing appointments from this stuff. 76% of my business in real estate has come through Instagram, solely
Wow.
Instagram, $0 spent. I promise you that. That's not just a fun fact that I'm pulling out for free. That is, I promise you that I do. I've been doing the things that I've been doing because I know it's targeting the right people. The first time I ever tested out, it's actually in module 3. There's 3 modules in this course, and in the third module, I talk about this thing called follow farming. Follow farming is the biggest thing that has helped me get the leads and the right followers to follow me, right? So I would say maybe, I don't know, out of my whatever following 45,000 or so, I would say that about 2,000 of them are legit followers that are from around my area, around my town, around my city, people that are looking to buy or sell real estate. People, I just got a
Nice.
lead a few before we hopped on an IG live on Instagram. Person reached out and said, "Look, I'm looking to buy up north New Jersey. Do you have a lender I can work with?" Or I have people like, that's exactly the DM that came in. How do you make that happen? I go throughout that in the course. How to make the right connections, how to make the right followers follow you, and how to make them stay, right? Because the one question that I always get, and I'm sure you've gotten it too if you have the expertise in marketing and social media, is how do you grow a following? You know, you have a good following as well. People ask you, how did you grow that following? But one thing they don't ever ask is, what can I do to maintain that following and hold it,
Mm-hmm.
right? We all go through this process of getting 5 followers, 10 followers, 20, 30, 80, but then all of a sudden we see a decrease. We'll see 70, 60, 50, 40. They don't stay. How do you make a follower stay? How do you make a follower go from a follower to a fan, to a friend, to a lead potentially, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
this formula that you have to follow. But the best thing at the end of the day is doing exactly what we're doing right now, is providing value, giving them what they
For
want.
sure, man. Well, you look at how you deal with clients. I mean, I look at all the property clients that I deal with. Obviously, I'm at the younger end of career. Obviously, we're young in the game in many ways. I think it's just doing one deal with them, one transaction. Yeah, it might make me some great money. It might pay for a great holiday, but it's not going to retire me. It's doing deal after deal after deal. And like you said, linking back to Instagram, it's those guys staying around. So even if it takes a year, 2 years, you never know who they are. You never know who they know exactly and what properties they could have or real estate. I mean, it's crazy. Like you said, you've got that huge lead of 181 units. They could have, I don't know how long they might have followed you for. It could be a few months, could be a few weeks. And this is
Exactly.
why I think it's being consistent, like you said, with not only your personal brand, but I guess who you are as an individual and the message that you portray. But yeah, man, no, I really appreciate your time coming on today. It's
Of course.
definitely, I think I'll get it on YouTube, of course, after, and I'm sure we've added a lot of value over the last, I guess, 20 minutes.
Totally. Listen, to you, to everyone watching, I'm always here to help out in any way that I can. I know we're all going through some crazy times right now.
For sure.
So wherever we are in this world, it's one thing we all have in common is, the craziness
Of
that
course,
we're all
man.
experiencing. So listen, just like you're here for me, I appreciate your love and support you shed my way, and I make sure to shed it back to you. So thank you for being a part of the journey. Thanks for always throwing that love and support my way. And like I
Yeah,
said, always here, man.
for sure, man. We appreciate that, and have a good rest of the day, and we'll speak soon.
Likewise, brother. Likewise. Talk
Take care,
soon.
man. Have a good
Bye.
one.